Hello YouTube, this is Q Dragon. I'm just kidding, this isn't Q Dragon, but Q's having some trouble uploading right now, so we decided to collaborate on this video. So without further ado, I give you an essay written by Q Dragon himself, his link is in the description, and edited and performed by yours truly, GrapplingIgnorance. Venomfangx has returned, and for now he's staying in the realm of philosophy and away from actual science. Still, even in this area, Shawn's claims deserve a response. In the area of morality, Shawn of course makes the claim that the ultimate source of objective morals comes from his interpretation of the Bible. This idea has several problems with it, but we'll be focusing on one for the purpose of this essay. Since his return, Shawn has said that he's interested in discussion as long as it remains civil. I hope he will take this essay as a serious rebuttal for his claims. One of the supposed advantages of God-given morality is that it's unchanging and absolute. Besides the fact that I find such a black and white view of the world unrealistic, the morality given by the Bible isn't as absolute as you think. So what causes moral laws literally carved in stone to become so flimsy? One word: God. Many times throughout the Bible, God commands his followers to take actions that were previously declared sins. God declares killing someone a sin, then commands his followers to kill others. Usually, when you ask a Christian about a contradiction like this, he or she will respond, "It's okay because God commanded it, and he's all good." Do you see a problem with this? Supposedly, there's a single being who's all-powerful and all-knowing. At the same time, he's portrayed as having very human emotions and certainly bases many of his decisions on those emotions. Mind you, this is the being that determines the absolute correct morality, but at the same time can break that moral code should he choose. Most can recognize the danger of taking all of our information from one known hypocritical source. It makes little sense to exempt that source from any personal responsibility. God isn't good. Good is whatever God wants it to be. Many Christians will no doubt object, claiming God's morals are for man, not himself. That makes some kind of sense despite being very hypocritical of God. But what about the servants of God who break his moral code under his command? They are human and therefore should be bound by God's absolute moral code, right? Nope. Because God commanded it, certain humans apparently get a free pass on certain sins. Of course, this only happens when it's part of his plan for making sure that justice is served according to his morality. So here we have people taking actions that would be sinful had they not been commanded by God. Here, however, is where we encounter a major problem because God's tool of choice is humans. Anybody from any religion can claim to be doing a normally immoral action in the name of God. This entire arrangement seems like a very roundabout way to get things done. If the moral code doesn't apply to God, why doesn't he just perform the actions himself and command humans to follow his laws no matter what? In both scenarios, God influences the universe, but a more direct approach would eliminate any mistakes humans could make. It would also prove the existence of God through numerous physical manifestations in accordance to what God's moral code is. "You can't understand the ways of God," the apologists will shout. Fine. I will freely admit the ways of God do in fact confuse me. As a person who endeavors to live life with rationality as a top priority, the methods of this all-powerful being make no sense to me. But for the sake of argument, we'll say that you're right. God is the being portrayed in the Bible, guided by oddly human emotion and able to change right and wrong as he sees fit. The followers of this God are permitted to take sinful actions with no consequences so long as he commands it. Certainly, God orders the deaths of many people throughout the Bible, even doing some of the killing himself. If a person truly believed God was all good, then they must also believe that all those deaths were justified. From this position of seeing the killings as righteous and holy, one would assume that any true believer would also kill if commanded by God. So, hypothetically, if you were 100% sure your God commanded you to kill someone, would you do it? And would it be the right thing for you to do? This entire scenario is hypothetical, so an honest answer would do you no harm. It shouldn't matter who you would be ordered to kill or what God's reasons for that killing would be, and it shouldn't concern you that God could do it himself. So long as it came from God, your beliefs would dictate that the action was right. And who are you to question his ways? However, if you find your personal sense of right and wrong clashing with God's morality, perhaps you should reevaluate the merits of human-derived morals. You can, of course, not answer these questions, but that would be just as telling as any answer. If you do answer, be sure to do so honestly, as lying is a sin. Although if it makes you and your religion look good, you can probably get a God-approved lie.